I just would like some more understanding on this, that the first cruise we went to in the Mediterranean 2 years ago, and we were so excited and we booked it and we turned up and so many beautiful things happened. Even the first day we got on board, all sorts of wonderful manifestations, and we were top of the world. And I got really sick on the cruise. I picked up some kind of thing that was going around and got a chest infection. And it actually lingered for a really long time. And so when I went on the Alaskan cruise last year, I was still not well. And but it was magnificent. Anyway, I have got better, and I had my litmus testers walking up this mountain, and I knew that I was really good again. And then, just as I was packing to come away for this cruise, I got sick, to the extent that I had to go to a doctor in Sydney, and just before I boarded on the ship. And I'm just confused. Why? I'm a very healthy person. I don't get sick very often. I never go to doctors. I don't. I just don't do that kind of thing. And it's just interesting, I think.
Do you accept that you are the creator of your own reality? Yes. And do you accept that thoughts matter and that conversation matters?
Yes.
And do you accept that you're having a conversation right now that is practicing a vibration of something that you do not want? That you're facing reality, that you're talking about reality, you're explaining about something that did happen. Yes. You're not making it up.
Yes.
You are telling the truth. You are explaining with enough detail that others are sort of doing that too. In other words, we're sort of all swept into a conversation, but it's a conversation not only about reality that has been lived, but about reality that has been lived that is not enjoyed, that you don't want to repeat. And we don't know how to say it any other way.
Stop doing it.
You got to stop talking about what you don't want. And this is what we were talking about earlier, and it's a really good conversation to have here. It seems like because it happened, that there is some value in discussing it. You want to know, why did it happen? Why anything happens is because you are offering a vibration about it, period. Well, then why am I offering a vibration about it? It doesn't matter. But why does it keep happening? Because I keep remembering that it's happening. You're keeping it active in your vibration. There are so many things that we could talk about while we are here together. But there's this desire to get to the bottom of why something that I didn't want happened. Not only happened, but continues to happen. Abraham, why does something that I don't want to happen continue to happen to me? Because you're talking about it. I know, but I just need to talk about it a little more because I really want to understand why something that I don't want to happen continues to happen. Because you're talking about it. I know, I get that, Abraham. I get that it's because I'm talking about it. But I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about it just a little more. Because I'd like to know why this is happening. Because you're talking about it. I know, Abraham, I get it. I get it that it's because I'm talking about it. But it really happened to me. It really happened to me. This thing I do not want happened to me. And I want to know why this thing I do not want continues to happen to me. Because you're talking about it. I know that I'm talking about it, but it seems like I should be able to talk about it because it's something. Now, we know we're taking this to a little bit extreme situation, but stop talking about the stuff you don't want to live.
I hear you.
Just stop talking about it. It's like, is there anything else to talk about? Yeah, but I really want to understand this. I really want to understand, how am I pinching off the well-being that would be there otherwise?
And yesterday, no, seriously, I really did have a little bit of a contrasting day. But at the end of the day, totally unexpectedly, I had the most magnificent massage. And I think, well, that's amazing how that came about as well.
Yeah, that's something worth talking about. Those are the kind of things that you want to talk about. And it makes our dear human friends who have been trained to be objective and to be realists, you sort of twist your brain into a knot just a little bit because, Abraham, do you really want us to really ignore so much of life? And we say, not so much of it, just the parts that you don't want to keep repeating. And as you listen back to that story, it was such a good story. I keep repeating this thing that I do not want. And not only that, but I repeat it in the middle of when I want something. In other words, when the stakes are higher, when it really matters to me to feel good, that's when I don't feel good. And so there's really something to consider about all of that. You have been entertainers of one another, and you talk to each other about all kinds of things. It's interesting, the things that you talk about. Political things, physical things, relationship things. Let's just take a minute to identify or to emphasize, to point in a little different direction, to clarify what the lure of conversation about things like that you don't want. Is it lack of something better to say? Is it trying to explain why I'm here? Is it momentum? Some of all of those things, but we're asking, which is it for you? Think about the thing that you most don't want to talk about, that you most don't want to repeat, and think about what it is that causes you to repeat it. Why do you get sucked into it? Is it facing reality? Is it the comparison between the reality that you're living and the reality that you'd like to live? Is it that you've been made to feel that you must explain where you are? And who is it that has made you feel like you must explain? What is it that makes you want to explain where you are? Is it the comparison with where others are? Is it a dissatisfaction with where you are? Or is it an overactive effort factor? Is it a trying too hard? Is it an over analysis? Is it an over discussion? Are you over opinionated? Is what you're living causing there to be such a strong opinion within you that that opinion just must move forward? So that's momentum, isn't it? Your opinion, your beliefs. We're wanting to get to a place where you can feel something break through here. Why do beliefs that do not support my current desire, why do they carry such weight in my experience? And the answer is law of attraction. So why is law of attraction responding to me? Because I've got an active vibration. Why do I have an active vibration? Because I'm thinking about it. Why am I thinking about it? Because of law of attraction. Why is law of attraction responding to me? Because I've got an active vibration. Why do I have an active vibration? Because law of attraction is responding to it. In other words, you feel the cycle of that. You're thinking about it, law of attraction responds. Now law of attraction's responded, now it's stronger. Now the momentum is stronger, I'm more likely to think about it. So of course it feels a little futile, doesn't it, when we put it like that? That's why we say your thoughts matter a lot. So when you awaken in the morning, there's less likelihood of regurgitating those same thoughts. So if you could say to yourself when you wake up in the morning, I am new today. What part of my life, what do I want to perpetuate today in this new day? What do I want law of attraction to respond to? What do I want to offer that law of attraction for sure is going to respond to? Law of attraction for sure is going to respond to whatever category I choose. Law of attraction for sure is going to respond to what I'm thinking about. So what am I thinking about? So sometimes you can be about to say something and you can catch yourself and think, well, that's better left unsaid. That's better left not activated more. That's better left not commented on by the others around. It's better to just let that lie dormant. I would like to let that peter out. I would like to let that go away. I would like to let that fade into the distance. I would like that to become less a part of my experience. In other words, you want to be more consciously aware of what? Of what? Of thoughts? Yes, but of thoughts? Yes, but of what? The thought and how it feels. Now, you see, a thought and how it feels matters, because a thought and how it feels when it just feels like negative emotion doesn't have a lot of momentum. But a thought and how it feels once you start talking about it gathers a little more momentum. A thought and how it feels when others are talking about it with you gathers more momentum. A thought about it and how it feels as then it becomes a physical condition matters more. And so the reason that we're having this conversation is because you want to feel good. You want to feel good not just when you're on the cruise, but you want to feel good all of the time, but especially when you're on the cruise. You really want to feel good. You really, really want to feel good. You want to feel emotionally good. You want to feel mentally good. You want to feel mental clarity. You want to feel vitality. You want to feel physically good. You want your physical apparatus to support the vibration that you're offering. You want to feel good. You want to feel good. The whole reason that you want to get to the bottom of this, the whole reason that you want to figure out how to stop being sick is because you don't want to be sick. You want to feel good. And what we want you to begin to realize is that every time you continue with a thought that doesn't feel good, you're a little sick. Right then, just a little bit. You've diminished your well-being just a little bit right then. Catching it in the early subtle stages is really what the answer to effective creation is. It's setting your standards higher. It's caring more about how you feel. It's talking about how you feel in terms of the unconditioned, not in terms of the sickness or what comes over your body, but talking about it in terms of the emotion. Because the emotions that you feel, the negative emotions that you feel, are the precursor to the pain that you feel later or to the sickness that you feel later. They just are. There's just no other way to get around it. The way